everybody, welcome to Reflections from the Prayer Recollection. I know what you're thinking, you guys are professionals suddenly. That food vlog, those 4 views you got really kickstarted your career. I know, but such it is not. The food vlog did not kickstart our career, and I am not holding the camera anymore. I miss you, and I'm so sorry. It has to be this way. We have new lighting.
Why do we miss? Why do we miss that?
Because we're so far away from the camera.
Oh,
we have new lighting here, the crucifix, and we're holding the candle like a child doing a Christmas play. Or a choir, maybe. It is glowing. It just doesn't look like it. So welcome to Reflections from the Prayer Recollection.
Today is July 29th, 2020.
Or is it?
Well, that's what I think it is.
That's what you think it is.
And we are looking at John 9:17 through 34. Okay?
She's right. It's Wednesday. For us. But tell them that this is the middle of a section.
So we're starting up in the middle of the section. We split this section in two.
Long.
It was long.
So long.
It was long. It makes for a lot when you're doing prayer recollection, for me, to have such a long section. I like to have a little shorter section.
Catholics carry the candles?
Yes, Catholics use candles.
Do they carry them?
I don't know.
Don't they put them on the wall and then the fancy person gets the honor of lighting them?
I don't know. Don't know much about the candles in Catholicism.
We are not Catholics. We have no beef with Catholics, though. If you're a Catholic,
hello.
Look, we have a crucifix. You guys like that, right? They always have, like, stained glass and stuff.
That's true.
We didn't get any stained glass in our church building.
No.
It's okay, though. It's a nice building.
It's a real nice building. No stained glass. Are we ready?
I don't even think we have a crucifix in our building.
No, we don't.
We have one here in the vlog. It's hollow in the back. Did you guys know that?
Are we ready?
So bad. Okay.
You're gonna monologue the whole time.
Yes.
Okay,
I just feel like a professional now.
Because of the lighting?
Yes.
Alright.
And because I'm not holding the camera anymore.
Oh, okay.
We have a tripod.
Yeah, we do.
It says Velbon.
Yes, it does. Alright.
Okay.
Here we go.
So give them a debrief of what happened last
You go.
Okay. So Jesus, there's a blind man. Jesus made spit mud and put it on his eyes.
But the rabbis asked,
They were like,
people asked him.
you explain that.
They said, his disciples asked him, why was this man born blind? Was it because of his own sins or his parents' sins? And Jesus said, neither. This happened so that the power of God could be seen in him. Go ahead.
So he made spit mud, and then he had to wash himself in the pool of Siloam. And then they were like, it's the beggar man, but now I can see. And the whole world was like, whoa. And then they turned him into the Pharisees, because Jesus healed him on the Sabbath. Of course he did.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Pharisees were like, who healed you? And he was like, Jesus. And he told them what happened. And they had a split of opinion. The Pharisees had a split of opinion. Because some of them were like, he can't be from God because he healed on the Sabbath. And some of them were like, but how could he do this if he isn't from God?
That's a better summary than I could have done.
You're welcome.
Mm-hmm. All right. Then the Pharisees again questioned the man who'd been blind and demanded, what's your opinion about the man who healed you? Which I think is kind of funny. Like,
they needed a mediator.
They're asking a guy who, these are the religious leaders who've studied the religious law their whole time, and now they're asking the beggar who's been
sitting on the side of the road for the
whole time. You wouldn't imagine him to be the religious expert. It seems strange to me that they asked him. The man replied, I think he must be a prophet. The Jewish leaders still refused to believe the man had been blind and could now see. So they called in his parents. They asked them, is this your son? Was he born blind? If so, how can he now see? His parents replied, we know this is our son and that he was born blind. But we don't know how he can see or who healed him. Ask him. He's old enough to speak for himself.
When we read this, I was like, is he young? Is he like 8 years old? And the parents are like trying to make him get out of his shell?
I think he must have been an adult, otherwise his parents would still be taking care of him as a dependent.
Wait, read the next word.
Okay, so the next
but then
verse
it
says...
explains why they said that. I was wondering why did they say it.
Okay, okay, yeah. His parents said this is because they were... Oh, didn't say that. His parents said this because they were afraid of the Jewish leaders who had announced that anyone saying Jesus was the Messiah would be expelled from the synagogue. That's why they said, he's old enough, ask him. There, that's a good spot.
You can see it flickering and glowing.
Yeah. Now, did you want to make commentary on this?
They just didn't want to get kicked out of the synagogue. That's all they wanted.
Kind of sad, you know, they threw their disabled son under the bus to let him get kicked out of the synagogue, which, by the way, has he ever been in there before?
No. He's looking around, he's like...
Yeah. They're gonna let him to get kicked out.
They have to teach him everything
So
about
much
seeing.
for parental protection, that'd probably be me.
What? Getting me
Throwing
kicked
you
out
under
of
the
the
bus
synagogue?
so you get kicked out of the synagogue.
They're so mean.
Oh, I hope not.
I would just stand up and leave the synagogue anyway.
No, you'd be this guy. You guys just wait. You'd be this guy.
I wouldn't be this guy.
You wouldn't be this guy.
I would not be this guy. No.
So for the second time, they called in the man who'd been blind and told him,
I'd be scared.
God should get the glory for this because we know this man Jesus is a sinner.
They told this to the man.
Yeah.
Were they trapping him? I don't know.
It does seem kind of like Anna pointed out earlier to me, it does seem like a strange new train of thought that they're going with here. What were you thinking on that, Anna?
I have two new things, two new thoughts. Martha has so many notifications. Her phone
We're
is
clear
like,
now.
it's time to do things, because she's just herself alone. So, first they're like, God should get glory for this, which they haven't said before. They were like, you're not from God. And then they're like, this man is a sinner. An interesting choice of opinions. Saying that he is a sinner, even though in the section before this one, he was just asking them, like, can you ever truthfully say that I've sinned? And they are saying that God should get the glory, like, they're saying that he is getting his power from God?
Right. So they're saying he's a sinner, but he's getting his power, but the power comes from God. So those seem to be incongruous, which we're about to hear a little bit more about. It may seem incongruous. You're going to hear more about that.
But they're not saying he's the Messiah.
No.
But they might be saying he's a prophet, maybe?
Well, they're divided, right?
They're divided. So, I don't know what they're saying. Some of them might be saying he's a prophet.
Now, listen to what this guy says. I don't know whether he's a sinner, the man replied, but I know this. I was blind, and now I can see.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound.
Okay, maybe it's sweeter sound sometimes than other people sing it.
Wow! I thought it sounded very sweet.
Oh, good. That is good.
We'll put the new tune in our hymnal.
Yeah, and the hymnal Anna's writing.
Of little pins.
You know what's weird? Just to pause this serious conversation. Our faces, the difference in color in our faces looks more extreme in this lighting than it does previously.
That's because we didn't have any light before and we both looked just like dark blobs in the darkness.
Yeah, that's
We
true.
were like, can you see anything? And you
I
couldn't
think there's
see
a couple people there.
You couldn't see any colors, and it was just terrible.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, so anyways,
Martha's pinker than I am.
we're like different races.
It's very strange. She's also oranger than I am.
I'm orange and red and brown, and
I'm
she's
a little pink.
white and pink and
And I've got now. You've seen that one before. It's coming off. The rest of them are not pinkish.
Okay, so he says, but I know this. I was blind and now I can see. But what did he do? They asked. How did he heal you?
They just need to know.
Look, the man exclaimed. I told you once. Didn't you listen? Why do you want to hear it again? Do you want to become his disciples?
Do you want to become his disciples too?
2? Any comment on that?
He's getting a little spicy. He's getting spicy.
Then they cursed him and said,
We think maybe he doesn't know how to act around the Pharisees because he was blind and he never would have been in the synagogue before. So how would he know that he's going to get kicked out?
right,
Like, they wouldn't even let him in because he's blind.
I would assume.
Yeah, didn't they have the beggar's gate outside the
Yeah, I think
temple?
that's right.
Anyway.
Then they cursed him and said, "You're his disciple, but we are disciples of Moses. We know God spoke to Moses, but we don't even know where this man comes from."
Which, again, was Jesus' point. Not again.
Yeah,
Just for the first time.
yeah,
This was Jesus' point.
yep. And I think he's building a bit of irony here because it was just a section or two before where he
He's
was
like,
saying,
you can't understand me, you can't know where I came from. I came from God, and you came from the father of lies.
and he said about Moses just a section or two ago. What was he saying about Moses?
I know Moses.
Moses knew.
Oh, Abraham. It was Abraham.
Oh, it was Abraham. Never mind. I got Abraham. Okay, so here you go. Buckle your seatbelts. "Why, that's strange," the man replied. "He healed my eyes, and yet you don't know where he comes from."
Sarcastic.
Oh, you don't? You read it how you thought he was.
Well,
I thought it was
that's very
sarcastic.
strange. They didn't own sarcasm back then.
Guys, come on. Does that not sound sarcastic to you?
He said the words, "Why, that's very strange." That does not sound right.
But then he goes on to be like, okay, well, listen to the
He
rest of what he
actually
says.
thinks it's strange.
Listen to the rest of what he says, and you can tell us in the comments if you think it's sarcastic.
It's
Sarcasm.
not sarcasm.
The man replied, "He healed my eyes, and yet you don't know where he comes from? We know that God doesn't listen to sinners, but he's ready to hear those who worship and do his will. Ever since the world began, no one has been able to open the eyes of someone born blind. If this man were not from God, he couldn't have done it." Sarcasm?
Does he actually think it's strange? Tell us in the comments.
"You were born a total sinner," they answered. "Are you trying to teach us?" And they threw him out of the synagogue.
Well, he's probably like, okay, whatever. I'm gonna go look at colors now.
Yeah, he's probably happy to get out of there, although I think the synagogue was really beautiful.
Do you think they have lots of colors in there? I can't imagine it all gold and brown.
I don't know.
Or was it like wherever that place is that has the painting on the ceiling?
In the Sistine Chapel?
The Sistine
I've never
Chapel?
seen that either, but
I've seen pictures of that.
yeah, pictures of
Maybe someday we can go and see it and go.
Yes.
I bet they put really good lighting on it.
So I think this is really cool. I love this little speech he gives. This is Anna's new one. I think he's going on her list of favorites, right?
Maybe. He's very spicy.
He's spicy. She likes the spicy. But I really like his perspective, and I like what he
I
says.
like Nicodemus. He's so sweet.
We like Nicodemus too.
We hope he comes back with thunder.
And I think that John may have been also making an allusion to Jesus giving spiritual sight, and that this was just a symbol. This was in some ways
It was
symbolic.
like the beginning of the world callback.
What did he say at the beginning of the world?
The Word was God, and the Word was with God, and something about light. The Word brought
Yes.
light.
Yes.
The Word gave life to everything that was created, and His life brought light to everyone.
Oh, yes.
The light shines in darkness, and the darkness can never extinguish it.
That was 1, 4, and 5. John 1, 4, and 5. Yes, that's a very good point. So the light allows us to see, just like God gave sight to this man who'd been born blind. And the religious leaders were having a little trouble with blindness, spiritual blindness. They couldn't see God. They thought they knew God, and they thought they saw God, but they didn't.
They saw Moses.
So my prayer is just that God will open my eyes. And I don't mean that just in a...
We didn't read our commentary.
Oh, we didn't read commentaries today. My prayer is not just in a sort of a general broad way, although certainly I do want it generally and broadly, but like specifically, my goal is to connect with Jesus in each moment. In fact, I've been trying in the past day or two to think before I speak each time and align myself with God every time. I'm not doing it every time, but I'm trying. Sometimes it makes a big difference, and sometimes I totally forget. But when I do remember, it really helps me realign with Jesus. It's really beautiful. And that, I think, is a form of spiritual sight. That's part of this step. That's a step towards spiritual sight. That's all I have for you people on that. I encourage you to try that experiment. If you try it, write in the comments.
Tell
How'd
us in
it
the
go?
comments.
Yeah. All right. That's all we got for you peeps today. We love you. That guy's having some troubles.
I can't.
Why does he not stay?
I just can't. My
Oh.
hand doesn't bend that way.
We praise you, Jesus.
I could do this.
Bye.
Bye.